Hello there YouTube pipe smoking community, it is Red Elric again, and this time I've got two Falcons ready to compare two tobaccos. Okay, so I've got my red shillelagh with an Algiers bowl, customised Algiers bowl, and a purple shillelagh with another customised Algiers bowl. They've been pretty well cleaned out and they've got fresh dry rings in there, so trying to give it the best sort of unbiased, uncontaminated pipe that I can use to do these comparisons. So we're going to try Bob's Chocolate Flake, which I think he'll be in the purple one, and Samuel Gawith Chocolate Flake will go in the red one. And what I'll do is I'll pack these. I'll pack these and then try them out. First of all, I'll just show you some of the difference between the two flakes. Okay, so first of all, this is the Bob's Chocolate Flake by Gawith and Hogarth, I think is the name of the company. As you can see, they're very rough, scraggly flake, crumbling away there. I am going to dry this out a little bit because I'll leave it for 5 or 10 minutes just to dry out before I rub it out, because it is quite a chunky flake. They're thick pieces, so I think if I just fold them up and tuck them into the bowl, it'll be too much, so I am going to rub these out. Okay. Now, sorry that the light's not very good, but this is the Samuel Gawith Chocolate Flake. In comparison, you can see they're quite tight, compressed little flakes. This has been in the jar for a few days, so it's I think it's dried a little bit from when it was originally sent in the packet, because the jars are a bit big for them, but I'm not going to be hopefully keeping them that long in the jars anyway, because I intend to smoke them all pretty soon. And this, I was thinking about folding this, but I might fold it, might rub it out, I haven't decided yet. Okay, in the interests of fairness, I decided it's only right to rub them both out to a similar consistency, so I'm not comparing something that obviously is going to burn a lot slower and cooler to something which is going to burn a lot faster. So I'm just rubbing out this Samuel Gawith Chocolate Flake. And one of the things I didn't mention was the sort of jar note, or the tin note, whichever you want to describe it as. And this, to me, it smells like very dark chocolate. When you buy these where it's 70% pure cocoa chocolate, it smells like that. So I'm just going to pack this Gawith Chocolate Flake in here. Okay, so I've got the Bob's Chocolate Flake, which I have to say feels a lot moister. It feels a bit like slightly damp grass, like if you've cut some grass with a lawnmower and then a few days later realise them up. It's very vague. It's a bit like a bit of silage. I wish I could cut that out now. It breaks up well though. And the smell is it's hard to put your finger on it. It's a little bit, it's not so much chocolatey. It's slightly chocolatey, but sort of unusual. It's a bit like leathery chocolate with slight floral notes to it. But it's not as obviously chocolate as the chocolate flake. I don't know what kind of chocolate Bob was eating, but at the end of the day, they never taste like they smell anyway, in my experience anyway. I never get, when I'm smoking it, I never get the way it smells. I mean, there are exceptions, I suppose. Some of the aromatics, some of the Peterson, well, all of the Peterson Christmas tobaccos I've had, you know, you could smoke it and then blindfold and then smell the tins and you say, yeah, that's this one and that's this one, because they taste like they smell. But with the chocolate flakes, chocolate tobaccos, my opinion, they never taste anything resembling the way they smell. So, down to business. Sorry about the noise in the background. If you can hear that, it sounds like my fridge freezer's about to take off into space. Like the engines are building up or something. What shall I try first? I think I'll go for the Samuel Gawith chocolate flake. I've got to get a new tamper out because I can't find my regular tamper. I can't find either of my favourite lighters. It's nothing unusual, it's just been one of them days today. I had to pause for a second because I loaded this a while ago and the draw note, without it being lit, very English a blend. That's more floral. Bob's chocolate flake. Not the English. Picking up something. I'm ever so sorry, but I can hear my cats destroying something. It's like they're ripping up cardboard or paper or something. My cats, my wife's cats. I'm still really learning more about the tobaccos, and things that you probably already know, things that you're probably quite well aware of, which are perhaps new to me. I didn't realise that Latakia is the name of a port in Syria, which is where the name of the tobacco comes from. This is the reminds me of the Dunhill tobaccos that I've had, with that very Englishy blend, the Orientals and come back to you. Right, well, that was the Samuel Gawith chocolate flake, which I tried for a bit. I've just let it rest for a while. It's funny because some of the reviews I've watched where people said that they got creamy chocolate flavour and they couldn't detect the latakia that was in there. I have to disagree, but then my palate might be completely different to theirs. I got no chocolate or cocoa flavours from it. All I detected was the sort of latakia that you'd expect in an English, not super strong. I'm not a fan of latakias. I'm getting a little bit more used to them. Found enjoy that with a coffee. I've got quite a strong coffee there, and the sort of peppery latakia goes pretty well with a strong coffee, but not the creamy chocolate as one reviewer described it. Another one said that he couldn't detect any of the latakia. Well, yeah, I definitely could. I don't know whether it's anything to do with how dry it is. I do remember seeing a review a while back where somebody said that when you get it straight out the tin, if you use it straight away while it's still moist, you get more cocoa. When you let it dry out for a bit, you get more of the latakia. So maybe it's something to do with the fact that I had it as a sample, so it was already out the tin, it was in a small bag, and then I've dried it out a little bit as well, so maybe that's why I'm not getting cocoa but I'm getting more latakia. So now for Bob's chocolate flake, prefer this one straight off the bat. That's a phrase I've been using recently, straight off the bat. More tasty. For me this one's better. Getting a tiny bit of latakia. I'm not even sure if it's just the remnants of what's on my tongue from the last one, but it feels like I'm getting a tiny bit of latakia. But that's just I'm not very good at reviewing tobacco. That's just underlying the more powerful, slight Lakeland floral notes. Entree. I wouldn't say it's particularly chocolatey. Again, I'll have to come back to you. You know, I found it interesting watching people talking about their favourite tobaccos for the last 12 months. It's interesting. I've noticed how many people recommend a tobacco who'll start by saying, when I first tried this I was unimpressed, or when I first had this I didn't get it, or I wasn't that keen. So it seems that on the strength of that, for a lot of people, tobaccos have to grow on them. I mean, I like the Bob's chocolate flake straight away. Not super impressed with the chocolate flake from Samuel Gawith. I'm wondering if one may grow on me more than the other. But if my other preferences in tobacco have got anything to do with it, I should think that I'll probably prefer Bob's chocolate flake every day, really. I'm chugging away a little bit because normally I'd smoke a lot slower than this, but I don't know what it is, but neither of them want to stay alight tonight. I'm having to do a bit more messing about with them than I normally would. I think Samuel Gawith chocolate flake goes better with coffee. That's one thing I'll say in its favour. But Bob's is definitely sweeter. For me anyway. I know it's subjective, but I find this might sound a bit strange. I find that with the Bob's chocolate flake you get different stages as you go down the bowl. There's sometimes it's more chocolatey than others. Every now and again I get a hint of sweetness and then chocolatey flavour. Well, I wouldn't say more cocoa-y flavour, and then all of a sudden a slight floral flavour. A little bit confusing, a little bit interesting. Again, just then, it's like a different flavour came. On the retro hail then, right at the back of my nose then, definitely got some dark chocolatey aroma. I tell you what, Bob's Chocolate Flake, that's one to sort of sit outside on a sort of warm evening, smoking this, not thinking about anything in particular. We're just meditating on the flavours and the aroma in the tobacco. Oh man. It's gone from being not particularly chocolatey to being, oh wow, that's definitely chocolate. I think I can definitely say I'll be buying a tin of Bob's Chocolate Flake. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Probably one of the most interesting tobaccos I've ever put in a pipe. I could just, to be honest, I could just sit here for the rest of the night, just puffing away at this and seeing what comes next. I was going to let the Bob's Chocolate Flake just die out and leave it to cool for a bit quite a while ago, but I was enjoying it that much I didn't want to stop. But I've gone back to the Samuel Gawith Chocolate Flake. And it seems to have changed again. Coming back for a relight, it's I don't know, it's because of the effect of the Bob's Chocolate Flake still in my mouth, but Samuel Gawith Flake has changed. Excuse me. Oh, that's the retro hail, making me sneeze. I'm starting to get something which I guess could be the chocolate. I think both of these tobaccos take you on a bit of a journey, to be honest. Personally, I think I'd say that both of these tobaccos are ones that you don't really want to be smoking in the car while you're driving, where you can't really pay attention to it. They both really deserve to be given sort of 100% of your attention. I wouldn't even smoke this while reading a book. Or listening to the radio. To really appreciate these tobaccos, you need to sort of sit and think about it. I'm not noticing the latakia so much now, but it's definitely there, and I'm starting to feel that bit more peppery, so more coffee I think. That's me out of coffee. Something else which has just occurred to me, both of these tobaccos really makes a big difference if you take it slow. I was just using I think what Mutton Chop Piper calls a breathing technique. I think you really need to search out the flavours in these. Which is why I say they both need 100% of your sort of your focus and your attention. You really get what you put into these tobaccos if you take your time, search out the flavours by really concentrating on it, you get more out of it. So I'm sorry I don't think this video went as well as I would have liked, basically because I was a bit enthralled by the tobaccos. I found them interesting, and I was concentrating more on what I was getting, but as I said before, I don't know if it's a particularly scientific way of doing it, swapping between two different pipes, backwards, forwards. But what I would say is, although they're both interesting tobaccos, the one that I would say I would describe as delicious would be the Bob's Chocolate Flake. That's the one I'll personally go for. Once the samples are gone from the Samuel Gawith Chocolate Flake, to be honest, I don't think I'll bother buying any more. I know there's always the chance that you know, it's one of these tobaccos that will grow on you and you wouldn't want to be about it, but I'm pretty sure, for me personally, Bob's Chocolate Flake is the overall winner. Just nice. Trying it, taste it now, it's lovely. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for bearing with me, and see you all again soon.